I will call the meeting to order. First order of business tonight is actually a non-public session under RSA 91A3 or Roman numeral 2, A, B, and C. That's the promotion of a public employee, the hiring of any person as a public employee, and the discussion of matters that are likely to adversely affect the reputation of a person other than a member of the board. So we're gonna have a non-public session, and for you folks, we're gonna come back and we're gonna vote in a public session. So, and there'll probably be a little bit of further discussion potentially then.
We'll do your roll vote.
Yes. Joe?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Yeah, Casey? Kevin?
Yes.
All right, and we are in non-public. What do we? All right, so we are out of non-public. We are back to the regular meeting, and the only order of business is the superintendent search process. So I would entertain a motion to accept the School Board Association proposal to conduct the formal superintendent search process and authorize the administration to spend the money to get that process going.
Do we have community on it?
We don't have any.
I mean, it's on the, it just says recognition. It's a public record,
Yeah.
on the agenda.
It's a requirement that you have to have it open for 30 minutes if it's a public meeting.
Or if there's no comments.
So, we can take public input during when.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, so motion.
Second.
All right, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Jasmine. Any further comment on? Is there any public participation comment though? Okay, and just so it's clear what we're doing is, as the chair, I reached out to the School Board Association to discuss with them the process that they typically use and that districts typically use for conducting a superintendent search. They put me in touch with the Bryan Group, which is the organization that conducts most of the superintendent searches statewide for the districts. Spoke with folks at the Bryan Group, who then put together a proposal for the district to begin the process of conducting the superintendent search. And so that's what the proposal is. And we could, I guess we can make that, put the proposal part of the minutes so that folks can look at that. So that's what the motion is to accept that proposal and to authorize the district to spend the money to get that process moving.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Will there be like an interim then? Because I heard that it's sort of a long process.
So it can be, and that's not something that we're quite sure on yet. And before we sort of start the process of finding an interim, we sort of want to get some feedback from the folks at the Bryan Group as to what they think the necessity of that is, the likelihood of us needing one. But that is a potential outcome, is that we need to find an interim superintendent for the year while this process plays out, because typically the process does sort of start in late fall and then runs into the spring. And obviously we're a bit behind on that. So that is a possibility. We just haven't sort of made that determination yet. Yeah.
Kind of with that question, did they do research or look at the school before they made the proposal? Did they look at
So
specifically and then make a proposal, or do they kind of have a blanket one that they start the process?
from what we have here, it looks like it's just generally the process that they use for the district. And so once we put together the selection committee, then they come in and work directly with the community to deal with identifying the needs of the district, the priorities of the community for the new superintendent, crafting the posting, and working towards sort of defining that job role. And so it becomes much more community specific. I think the proposal itself is just sort of the general process that they use.
And in the proposal, they do outline the number of other superintendents or other districts that they've built over the last 20.
Yeah. And the other thing that I did was I spoke to a couple of other districts that have recently used the Bryan Group for their superintendent search, that I got good feedback from. So I'm confident that this will be a fruitful and that it will be a good process. There was a lot of good feedback about how the Bryan Group, how helpful they were in identifying candidates and crafting that, criteria for evaluating candidates and helping the selection committee sort of narrow down the field and all that stuff, so. That's sort of what they specialize in. Anything else? All right, hearing no further comment, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries. The only other thing that we would do tonight is ask the administration to advertise for, community members, staff, anybody that is interested in being a member of the selection committee. So that's 10 to 12 people, that's made up of, board, staff, administration, and community members. And I think what we are looking for is letters of interest by the Monday before the district meeting. So that we can have just a brief meeting before the district meeting to.
Which is March 18th.
March 18th, to formalize that group, because that's step one, is to put together that group of, the selection committee.
Jay, to be clear, we don't have to do a vote to authorize the money, just a directive.
I think that was part of the motion,
Okay.
so, unless Deb thinks otherwise. No, okay, perfect. Then, that is all that is on the agenda for this evening.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, was there any other public comment? Okay, and then any second on the motion?
Second.
Thank you, Jeff. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstentions, and we are adjourned. Thank you.